Testing. Can y'all hear me? Hello, Ian. Hello, Milo. Can y'all hear me?
AM Iran time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Ray? Are you the Ray that I know? How are you doing, Englishman? Ian, how are you doing? So pardon me for a while. I'm trying to like let people know I'm having a live stream. So okay. Oh my God. What happened to you? Oh, alright. This is a what? Yep. Okay, let me just turn down the air conditioner for a while. Fan auto. Oh. Oh. Actually on low. Anyway. Good grief. 30 degrees is nothing in. She come over here. She come over here. Like today, wow, today was not too bad actually. We are averaging like about 32, sometimes 33 degrees. Yep, it is hot over here. I'm trying to get the address for this, but I can't seem to find it. I don't know why. Hold on. I need to get this out. No, why not? Oh, I can do it here actually. Share. Copy. Go to my Facebook. How you guys doing actually? Being British, you can melt in a snowstorm. Oh, that's interesting. How's the wife and kids, Ian? Are they doing well? I presume they are enjoying the summer. Milo, how are you doing? Are you still adopting like stray dogs and animals? It's been a long time since I last did a live stream. I'm like starting all over again. It's like yeah. Oh really? First class honor there. Wow. Ah, you must be wonderfully proud of them, are you? Yeah. It's great, isn't it? See our kids, our children doing the things that, that make any parents proud. So do they harbor any idea of like getting out of England and settling somewhere else and breaking their daddy's poor heart? When's my stream starting soon? It's already started. Hi. Can't read Japanese, but hello. From Singapore. You are in Germany. Are you a Japanese or someone who learns Japanese? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. You're German. My girlfriend's Japanese. My account name is just my name, Robert. I see. I see. Well, welcome, Robert. You know, being a father, you never be less proud of your children, or whether they're daughters or sons. You know, I was so proud of my girls. I'm still proud of my girls. My eldest, Callie, and you guys probably heard about this, but maybe not. Well, she's about 34 this year, and you know she got herself married, right? And sadly, the marriage didn't work out after 3 years, you know. But I remember the day and that the night or the morning actually, the morning where she was supposed to get registered in the registry of marriage in Singapore, and I was taking a shower before heading out, you know, to witness her marriage, you know, the official signing of papers and everything. I remember crying in the bathroom, yeah, weeping like, you know, like a banshee, but not that loud because I didn't want anyone to hear. But I was bawling my eyes up because, you know, knowing that my young girl, the one that I love all these years, you know, 34 years, has finally made a decision to move out of the house and to be married to another man of her life. Yeah, that kind of broke my heart. It kind of broke my heart in the bathroom. But I recovered quickly, went to the registry and everything. So 3 years down the road later, the marriage didn't work out, and she was all out of whack. She was depressed and everything. So she came home to us, which we told her to whenever she needs love and you know, you just come on home. Just come on home, you know, and she came home. So we nursed her, we took care of her, showered her with love. And by the grace of my good Lord Jesus Christ, you know, she recovered totally from that dark period of her life. I remember crying for joy the second day after she got back, and I was joyful because my little girl's back. And I don't want her to be alone. You know, I want her to find a person. Now, that's been like, well, 3 years ever since, and she's still with me, with us, but she's dating now. So I'm just hoping that this time it will work out. Seems like a nice chap, though. You know, we'll see. But I'm always proud of her and what she has accomplished. So is Sarah, my second daughter. You know, she's working for a Christian NGO. She's having the time of her life. Actually, she's having a good job, travel a lot. She likes to meet people, so yeah, she does that. So I'm pretty proud of her and what she has attained, through the years. Mm. Empty net syndrome. It's harder than you ever think it would be. Oh, tell me about it. Right now in this house of mine, there's only three of us. It's me, my wife, and my son Luke. Both girls are out. The eldest is in Phuket, in Thailand, having a holiday, and the other is in KL, Kuala Lumpur, having a holiday of her own. So, just me, wife, and my dear old son. So it's pretty empty, but I'm okay. I kind of like. Sometimes I like the quietness, but sometimes you just miss their laughter. Yeah, and especially when the two girls are around, there's always music. Either one will pick up the guitar and they will start singing, and they would break out in harmony. Sometimes not so harmonious, but yeah, I miss the singing that they used to do when they were young. Mm. Oh yeah. Robert, I hope to have children soon as well. Must be amazing to be a father. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Being a father is a lot of young people these days just don't want to have children, but it's a shame. It's a real shame, because being a father is like something else that no other guitars or effects or gear can ever replace. Being a father and holding a living being that's from you and your wife, it's a whole different feeling. Best thing you can ever do with your life is being a father. That's right. I think the Lord has a special someone for all of us. You just need to find him. Oh, they need to find us. Yeah. So it worked both ways. So I don't know. I can remember the time when my firstborn was at my arms. Right after delivery. I was with my wife the whole time. It was a natural childbirth. And when the nurse handed her to me, she was not really well wiped off. There's still like bits and traces of blood and placenta. So I'm seeing a whole lot of colors. Like I'm thinking to myself, my God, what a colorful baby she is. There's yellow, red, and I don't know, maybe some tint of green. I'm being too graphic here, but yeah, that's what happens, and I kind of like use the towel that I have, and I wipe off her face, and there she is. And I said, "Hi, Kelly. Welcome to your mom and dad." That was the first time I saw her. The first time I was like totally in love. Yeah, I just fell in love with my baby, and still am. I still love my kids, all of them. Oh, obviously, the second one was not a natural birth. The second one was a cesarean, and so is the third one. But I love all of them. But the first one, yeah, the first one always gets you. And when you're holding her or him in your arms, yeah, you know what I mean when you have a baby. So when young people come to me and say, "Look, Uncle John, we are all caught up in our work and our careers. We don't have time for a baby and everything." I'm going like, man, what a shame. Yeah, you guys don't know what you're talking about. The love, the most wonderful joy you can ever have for your own is having a kid. Oh, I am not here to lie to you. Having a child is, of course, a challenge. Like I guess Ian would know. Also, some of the fathers over here right now. There are 8 of us watching anyway, so it's a small group, and it is a challenge. Raising up kids. The commitment, the financial commitment that you need to put in. It's not that easy, but I think it's worth it. Oh yes, that's the only miracle that we ever need. Yeah, still brings still does something to my heart every time I recall the day that I held her in my arms. And that's about it. There's life, actually. There's life, and there's passing of life. And that's what life is all about. You're born, you live your life, right, and then you're gone. Not as easy as that, but in short, it's something like this. But it's in the between. In the between, what do you do with it? What do you do with your life? You need to get to do all sorts of stuff that you would never think you would ever do, and accomplish them. And then on hindsight, when you're around my age, you can look back and say, "Wow, I did that. I did that. I didn't do that, but someone said I did that. So what the heck? I did that." I wrote this. I wrote this song. I played on this. I played here. I've been to this country. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think life is beautiful. Recently, I've been reaching out to guys and girls who are more or less are in a sort of a dark time of their lives, having to go through bouts of depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and I have to kind of like speak to them if I'm given the chance, and I'll try to uplift them and give them encouragement. Now, mind you, I've been there. It's not easy to talk a guy out, or a girl for that matter, out of depression, but I guess that's what God will want me to do. So I cannot resist. I cannot resist having the opportunity to bring some comfort to those who are going through a painful period. And the bulk of the world do not understand depression at all, and they tend to look down on people who are going through this horrible period of their lives, like depression, fear, and anxieties, and the bulk of the society will look down on people like that. It's always a strong, against the weak, and I find that terribly cruel. I find that terribly ungodly. I find that totally inhumane. Speaking from experience, when you're going through depression, you feel like nothing else matters anymore. Like you just don't sleep well. In fact, you don't sleep at all. You don't eat well, and sometimes you don't even eat at all. And you just kind of lost all interest in life. And that's something that these guys and girls are going through. So if ever they were to hear someone coming to them and speaking words of encouragement and hope, not false hope, but realistic hope, and comforting them. Sometimes all they need is just simple recognitions for things that they have done, or some guys get depressed for certain reasons, reasons that I myself couldn't understand. The way they look, like some musicians, a lot of musicians are suffering from depression. In case you guys don't know it, some of them are not too happy with the way they play or the way they improve. Some of them felt that their careers are at a stagnant position, that they are at a plateau, they're not going forward, and some of them are just downright disgusted with their work. The songs that they're written, they just don't like it. They don't think they're good enough. But I've been with some of these musicians, and I'm so taken by surprise by the quality of work that they have, the amount of the songs that they write. They are really great songs, but I guess they are too much of perfectionists, and we can be too much of a perfectionist at times, and that's where we kind of hit ourselves too hard. And if this goes on for a little bit more than is expected or more than is required, then you're gonna hit yourself a little bit too hard, and you're gonna fall into that dark hole. And when you fall into a dark hole, it's a whole, it's really a hard thing to climb out of that hole. You just don't climb out of that just like that. You're gonna be being sucked into the vortex of darkness, and you're gonna lay there and wonder what's wrong, and confused, and disorientated, and that's depression. And it always starts with anxiety, and being anxious over certain things like your work, your relationship, or in the case of musicians, that we're talking about musicians here, like You know, when's our next gig? You know, am I getting enough money to pay for the rent? You know, in the cases of some who are parents who are musicians, you know, when's the next paycheck? You know, do I have enough to pay for the milk of my kids, and the school fees, the tuition or tuition fees that you have in the States? And these are all anxieties, and it starts with being anxious. And then if you are not careful, that's where the real thing will comes in, and the Great Depression will come in, and then it's gonna hit you like smack in the face, and you don't even know what happened, you know. And then out of nowhere you go like, okay, I'm suffering from depression. And then the worst part of it is that we try to get out of this, we try to get out of depression, and we go to the doctors. So the doctors will prescribe drugs, you know, all sorts of antidepressants and whatever you have. I thank God I never taken any drugs prescribed on. In fact, I've never been to any doctor. You know, the great doctor himself, Jesus, healed me. But I've seen friends who went to psychiatrists and you know, and they are prescribed drugs, and they became addicted to them. They can't sleep without sleeping pills and whatever you have, you know, the other concoctions that you have. And it's not just one drug. It's always a combination, a sort of cocktail. And if we are not careful about this, you know, and you're not going to seek natural healing, you know, by getting a real psychologist to talk to you, to talk sense to you, or if you have faith to believe and allow God to heal you, then you're going to be totally dependent on these cocktails of medication all your life, and that's a sad thing. Yeah. All right, enough dark things. Let's get on to something else. Yeah. What's this? Oh, how do you pronounce your name? Boopy? Great playing. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. So, back to you guys. Any new gear that I might want to know about? My last live stream was, gosh, February, if I'm not mistaken. That's how long? It's 3 months ago. No, it's 4 months ago. Yeah. Let me get the click for this. Oh, that's pretty fast. Slower, slower. Piano, piano. Sounds good. Okay, cool. All right. Nope. Wrong pickup. Yeah. Am I in tune in the first place? Forgot how to stop this. What? Well, okay. Let me see. Best deal. Good to meet you. Lighten the mood. Traumatizing. Got a nice Eastman. Oh, a T386. Red, very pretty. Feel great. in the hands. Nice. I have a huge amount of tree pedals. Oh, wow. Black Star HD Dual WAV Overdrive. Nice. I tried that before. The J-Red Archer and a Boss RC Fire Duper. I don't need any more, but I love your videos. Even I will not buy anything. We can never have enough of gear. Who's this? Let me see. So just hold on, guys. I'm just trying to answer this this message from someone. All right. Okay. Sorry. In case y'all don't know, this is the new JTG. This is from James Tyler, but this is a bit different. This is James Tyler made in China. I think in one of the videos that I did, I think the video before the last one, which was released on, if I'm not mistaken, on Thursday, yeah. And I spoke about something that that I've been giving some thoughts about, like all the high-end guitars that are available in the market. At these days, you have the James Tyler, the ones that are made in States, and then you have the Sirs, Tom Andersons. You know, you have the Nick Hubers, and you know, and a whole lot of stuff like the Ernie Ball Music Man, or the Music Man Ernie Ball. You know. And they are all great guitars, but they are all priced like exceptionally high. Like, you know, like a lot of us, you know, who are working musicians couldn't afford them. And I was talking about how most of these guitars, like the PRS, the real nice models, will probably end up in the hands of guys who just plays over the weekends or in churches, and most of them are quite well-to-do, like, you know, businessmen, accountants, doctors. You know, but the musician, the working musician, you know, I really do believe that some of these instruments should be played by musicians. You know, guys who make a living out of this trade. You know, and they'll probably do more justice to these guitars. And yeah, I was talking about that. You know, and the James Tyler JTG falls into the category where it's meant for working musicians, and they're great guitars. Now, the fact is that even though they are made in China, everything is almost like the ones that are coming out from the American side as well as from the Japanese side. So I have all of them. I have the American James Tyler, I have the Japanese James Tyler, and I have this. And honestly, I cannot tell. Of course, there's subtle differences, like in terms of the pickups, you know, the wood and that. But as far as the body is concerned, the body and the neck, I actually can't tell the difference. And they are made to the very specification of James Tyler in the U.S. So all these that are made in China, they are really good quality. You know, even down to the fact that, you know, the edge of the fretboard, which I always go crazy about because of the rollover, the incredible James Tyler rollover, including that, you know, it just feels comfortable, coupled with the playability of the neck and everything. So these are all down to the same specs as the American models as well as the Japanese models. The pickups are really good. The only apprehension I had about this JTGs coming out from China was the pickups. Whether they be as good as the ones that are from the US as well as the Japanese model. But I was surprised that these pickups are really good. In some cases, they actually outshine some of the pickups in from the American side, and as well as from the Japanese and American models just share the same pickups. The JTG on the other hand has their own pickups that are made by James Tyler in China, and these are great pickups. I love them. They are suitable for certain things. I find them to be a little bit more powerful, just a touch more powerful. In terms of tone, some people might not just be their cup of tea, because it might come across a little bit brash, but for me, I kind of like it, because again, it's a very subtle thing. Like, I like my James Tyler US Studio Elite for certain things. It's a great studio guitar, with the Seymour Duncan's stacks, as well as the super humbucker. So it's great for certain things, and because of the pickup configurations that I'm able to get out of this, I can do a lot of stuff that I normally can't do with this. This is a great. I find this is a great performing guitar. Great tone, great pickups, and I can still mod it if I want to. But I'm trying to keep the mod to a minimum. Right now, I have a additional dip switch over here, and that's for me to go straight into the lead sound, the last pickup, which I find is a bit redundant right now. So I'm going to change this with a little help of my friends. Okay, I'm going to change this to the bridge as well as the neck, so I can do some funky stuff if I choose to. I think that will be more helpful. And I'm going to pay Clement a visit soon, so ask him to get this done for me. Yeah. Hey! Hi Francis, how you doing? Been a while, man. Oh, you like the head rush, Ian? Have you heard about the new Helix Stadium, which I'm actually quite interested in, but it still costs a lot, So I'm good. I'm good. I'm still doing what I love. Just came back from a vacation of sorts. I went to Taiwan, visited some old friends, had some administration work done with my local publisher, and then I went up to Shanghai for a pre-production meeting for a EP that I'm going to start producing soon. Once I get over my procrastination, yeah, it's good. It's good, and I'm waiting to tour again. Come September, I'll be going up to San Francisco. Yep. Hi, Fender 67. Are you asking me how am I? Oh. I love this looper. You know, it's so easy to use. My timing sucks. I was listening to the guitar tone. Okay, I'm listening to a click right now. You like this guitar, eh, Mark? Yeah, it's a great guitar. I like it. I love it to death. You know, I want to have a change of pick guard. Actually, I want to have a Black Pearl, which I'm trying to procure one. You know, yeah, it just sounds great. And so they have other colors. They have the other finishes. I think there's one yellow one. It's almost like the Dan Huff model, and there is a chameleon model too, which I think is pretty interesting. Yeah. Fender 67, you're also from Germany, right? So we have two Germans here. There's Robert and there's Fender 67. Second Horizon. Happy Sunday. Blessed Sunday to you. You guys got any questions for me? Any questions at all? Just feel free to ask if you need to. If not, just hang around, we'll talk some stuff. You guys see this? Yeah, you guys seen this? It's so cute. I got this in Taiwan actually when it was. Oh, sorry, it's out of focus. I guess. Okay, so I guess yeah. So it's like a mini tube screamer keychain, but it serves two purposes other than a keychain. Actually, there is a way to store. There's a chip there where you can kind of like put money into it, and you can use this in Taipei for the subway station as well as the hiring of the U-bikes that is available. Yeah, it's quite interesting. You can top it out on any of the 7-Eleven store if you choose to. Interesting. Yeah, it's good for your backpack if you do carry a backpack like me. Yeah, I wish I could plug it in. Do I have any 80s gear? Oh man, do I have it? Yes, I did. But I kind of like sow it away, a whole bunch of them. I have a lot of stuff over here, but it got taken out, all the guitar stuff, and all that's left are the synths that I used to use for my arrangements. But nowadays everything is like a plug-in. Tony Rivera Jr. As we get older, how do you deal with hand stiffness, and do you practice every day? Interestingly, it's it's a good thing you asked me today, because I felt a little bit of stiffness in my thumb joint yesterday after doing a video about the Nuix studio. What is this? The Solid Studio, and it wasn't anything. I guess it was the way I was sleeping. Sometimes I tend to have my arms underneath my head or underneath my pillow. Sometimes it just get. And interestingly enough, about a couple of years back, when I was just starting the YouTube channel, I think back in 2017 or 18, I had like joints, aches in joints, and I'm going like, oh man, I'm too young to have arthritis. Because by then I was like 57 years old, and I did some research, and I started taking oil, omega 3, cod oil, whatever, in tablet forms, and that really helped a lot. In fact, the aches and everything was gone after a couple of weeks. It just disappeared, and now I'm taking like a combination of certain things. Like I'm taking like curcumin. And that's to stop the swelling in case you have swelling in your joints or whatever, and fish oil, to kind of like have a stable intake of omega 3, which you can find if you're in your fish, if you're a regular fish eater or a sushi eater, and I guess partly right, and that is practicing every day. I play almost every day, almost every day. Sometimes these days I take a day off. But there are times when I'm touring, like when I'm touring on the road, sometimes I'll take a couple of days off, because you gotta allow yourself the travel time. So when I'm from Singapore to this place, there's probably a day of rest, and then the next day we have sound check, and then there's another day of rest, and the sound check, of course, is just playing, and then I have the traveling back to Singapore, and then if I was to do another video, then I'll play. So I don't go too long without playing, except for my recent holiday in Taiwan and in Shanghai. I spent almost a week, about 10 days without playing. So yeah. So it's good to always play. Every day if you can. Hi Jack, how are you doing? Thank you, Tony. How are you doing, Jack? Are you doing fine? My God, all these old faces. Thank you, man. Yeah, I love all of you, like Ian, Francis, Milo. Well, you guys have been, and Jack, you guys have been with me since the start of the one of the first live stream that I ever did, which I was totally at a loss because I didn't know how to live stream at all. And you guys were there to help me and to keep me company. Any more questions? Good to hear, Jack. I know I'm too loud. You want to know where this thing comes from? My handle, just too loud. You need to start cooking dinner. All right. What are you cooking, Ian? Why do I have all this stuff here? So weird. Anyway. So you're Brian Sanders. So you're the one who texted me, okay? Who texted me? What you got for biting up a neck, like the fourth? What you got? Oh yes, Jack. I remember that. How do I brighten up a neck single call, in particular 4 and 5 position, right? Well, there you go. Ian has but I don't think that's what he wanted. Alright, so there's nothing you can do much to brighten up the 2 and 4, right? You're talking about the 4th and 5th position. So if you're talking about the 4th and the 5th position, I don't know, now I'm a little bit confused, like, okay, so you're talking, what we're talking about, okay, the actual, the Fender way of labeling the neck, or rather the pickup position is, this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3, and this is number 4, and this is number 5. So which one are you talking about? You're talking about this and this, right? So in this case it's 2 and 1. Am I correct? My next question to you is on your bridge pickup. What is it? Is it a humbucker like this or a single coil? Hi, Jim. From Detroit. Okay, so neck and mids are always muddy. Okay, so when you have a neck and we call it the 4th position, 4th and 5th position. If your neck is muddy, then do you have anything to compare it with, like your middle pickup? Okay, all single coils. So if your neck is muddy, how muddy is it compared to the middle pickup? Is it really a whole lot of difference? If there's a whole lot of difference, then sometimes the neck pickup might be faulty, right? Like I have ceramic pickups on my old Japanese Strat, and they're all single coils, and they are all perfectly balanced. Um, but sometimes if you have a combination of pickups like an Eco 5 or an Eco 3 with ceramics and stuff, like, you might just screw things up. So if you have a stock set of pickups that's all in Eco 5s, then you shouldn't have that problem. So if you're going to have a problem with a muddy neck pickup, chances are the middle pickup will also be muddy. If my bridge is right, yeah, all right, okay, so I understand. If your bridge is right, then your neck is muddy. And that's because you're trying to compensate whatever bright tone that you're picking up from the bridge pickup. And you're going to compensate it by cutting down the lows on your amp. And when you cut down the lows on your amp, your neck pickup gets muddy. That's obvious. But what I'm trying to tell you is, how do you compare your neck to your middle pickup? Are there a whole lot of difference? Okay, so both of them are also muddy. So in this case, you're compensating for your bridge pickup, which there's nothing much you can do, because the bridge pickup will always be more twangy, more bright. And if you can't do it on your amp, like, if you cut down the highs just for the bridge, you're going to sacrifice the neck and the middle. So what I propose you do is probably change the bridge pickup to maybe a stack, some of the Seymour Duncan stacks, which basically are humbuckers into a single coil housing. And that will probably help you a little bit, because the stacks are a little bit warmer than the normal single coil pickups. So you might want to consider doing that. Instead of, like, if you get a treble boost like what Ian recommended, you are going to have a problem when you switch to the bridge, because then you'll be too high. Yeah, so it's just a temporary fix to your problem. So to fix it in a more permanent way is to change your bridge pickup to something that's a bit more warmer, a bit more in tune with your neck and your bridge pickups. You know what I'm trying to tell you? How are you doing, Jim? Just saw some hands somewhere clapping. Yeah, like, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Problem with that is, absolutely love a single coil on the bridge, and a split humbucker never sounds okay. So if you're on that school of thoughts, then you might want to change your neck and your middle pickup to something more brighter. And there are pickups like that available in the market. No worries, no worries. It's a legitimate question, because for me, I don't normally have that problem, because I normally have humbuckers on my bridge, so they more or less even themselves out. Yeah, in a nice way. Yeah. Good question. Any more questions for anyone else? Oh, and to further answer your question, Session Go, if you're still around, are you planning on doing the rack thing? Oh no, I'm not planning to do a rack thing. I've been there, done that. I went on tour with a rack that weighs about 45 kg. It's not a real full rack. It's just a quarter of a rack. Like 4 or 5 U of rack, 3 U's of rack mounted, and other stuff on top of it. So it nearly gave me a hernia. So that was the last time I would ever tour or play with a rack system anymore. These days you don't need to do it. These days you just have your plugins and whatever, and you'll be fine. Sure, Brian, no problem. Any more problems? Just any questions? Just shoot it my way, since I'm here. I'm going to play with my bamboo run again. I love the pedal a lot. Turn off the amplifier. The Vamuran butter machine is the only pedal that I play without using a compressor. It just actually sounds much better without a compressor, you know, and it's basically there is like a sort of compression going on anyway, but it's a beautiful pedal because of the tones that I'm getting. Like, you know, you gotta play around with the volume knob, and this is like my volume knob at half. All the way up. Now pick up half. Three-quarter. All the way up. that was on a half volume level. Yep. I think one of the best investment I made so far in terms of a procurement of a effects pedal. You know, and I'm really blessed that I can have a lot of these pedals that were sent to me, by Origin Effects as well as UX. But the Vermeuron was something else. It's something I've been trying to decide on where to get this, or to get the Soldano Steve Lukather pedal. But I'm kind of glad I got this instead. I think it blew my mind when I tested this pedal in the shop in Taiwan, in Taipei. There was this nice little shop, and this guy set me up with this pedal and a Strat and a Super Lead. You're not mistaken. All right. Or what is this? A Super Deluxe or something like that. Yeah. Nice amp. And it was just clean. Everything was just clean. This was just a little touch of reverb, and it blew my mind. I'm going, how can this pedal sound so good? Without even a compressor. Yeah. It didn't take me long to decide to get this. All these guys here, can you just kind of like hit that like button for me if you can? It will help me. It will help me in the algorithm. Yeah, just hit the like button for me. If you're still around, you can see there are 16 of you guys still here? Please? So, you guys mind telling me what's your mindset right now? Like, all the stuff. I mean, for those of you guys who are living in North America as well as in Europe, with the economy and everything, are you guys still buying guitars and gears, or have you guys kind of tapered down on it? Not buying too much? How do I decide going to the US for gigs? I don't decide. They set up the gigs for us, and we'll just go. we will go for the application for a US work visa. In my case, I gotta go for the O1 and O2. The O1 is for the artist. The O2 the supporting personnel that will support the O1, which is the artist. So we are the band. So we are O2. Yeah. And yeah, hi Stan Green from Florida. Tony, I'm on hold, but I still look. Yeah, I know. It's kind of sad situation, right? Because, and it's like those companies are still making guitars, and but the spending power is not there. Compared to a couple of years ago, like during COVID, it was crazy. Everybody was buying a guitar, even those who don't play guitars. They'll buy a guitar. It's all online shopping, and guitar industry, in fact, was really hitting there. They were doing a whole lot of sales. Yeah, these days it's a little bit of a different thing. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that I might. I'm still considering. I might get myself a Fender Komar after all. You guys remember I reviewed the Fender Komar a year back, or maybe 2 years back. Yeah, a year back, I believe, before I started touring, I guess. And somehow I just couldn't get that guitar off my mind, and I might end up purchasing one because You know, it's one of those things when you have a guitar and then you play it once and you review it and you just can't get it off your mind. You just want to get it. You know, it happened to me a couple of times. Yeah. I have received a custom-made titanium pick. Wow. Same shape and measurement as Dunlop Flow 1mm pick. It's great. Not too much string wear. It's got same rounded edge like a flow pick. Nice. Nice. How much did it cost you? Thank you, Max65. Thank you so much. You're from Australia, yeah. Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate. Thank you for the coffee. Do I have instrument issues with humidity? Yes and no. I guess I think, like, you know, it boils down to how dry the woods are when the factory started making them. Like the 17 euros, my god, that's expensive. Like, this is from the US, right? So this is a James Tyler Studio Elite. Apparently this wood is really well dried out because it's been here for almost a year, more than a year, I guess, a year and a couple of months, and I haven't seen any neck shift or anything like that. I didn't even had to, like, you know, adjust my neck at all. It's still the same way as I last did it. You know, it's relatively straight. That's how I like my necks to be, and I think it boils down to how dry the woods are when the guitar has been set up and worked on and then shipped to you. I have guitars that that changes every now and then. You know, you bow out and bow back and stuff like that. You would just shift. Like I did brought some guitars out for gigs in China in the wintertime where it's really dry, and then when I brought it back, you know, or when I go up again in summer, in the spring, and then it changes again. I have to kind of adjust it back again, so it does warp according to the season. You know, how dry and how wet. Singapore is relatively humid, you know, so the good thing is that most of the guitars that I use often are in this room. So this room, in case you haven't heard it, there's an air conditioning unit that's running. Not 24 hours though, but most of the time when I'm in here doing my videos and stuff like that, or I'm doing a recording session or working on my arrangement or whatever I'm doing here, the air conditioning is always on. So you know how air conditioning works. You know, it sucks out all the moisture from your room. So this room is really dry, you know. And I cannot be in this room for too long because then my skin will act up because it's just too dry. So I have to turn off the aircon every now and then, like every hour or so when it gets really cold, and I'll just turn it off. And the guitars here are kept in the same way, so I don't see a lot of deformation in the necks or anything like that. No cracks, no fret sprouts, you know. Except for one guitar, and that will be my Enya. It's an acoustic guitar. Yeah, go figure. So apparently the wood hasn't been thoroughly dried up or been left to dry. So when he came over here, it was okay. You know, I didn't have problems with the frets at all. But now that I started playing on it, I can feel the fret sprout, which can be easily rectified by filing down the frets. You know, but this is what happens when especially neck woods are not thoroughly dried up, and that's why people opt for roasted maple. Roasted maple neck, roasted maple fretboard, because they are devoid of any moisture, hence keep the shape longer, longer than a normal piece of maple neck. But if you happen to have a good piece of maple neck, like, you know, the ones that I have in my Ernie Ball instrument as well as in my Tylers, all my Tylers have fantastic necks, including this one from China, JTG. They don't deform, they don't run out of whack or anything because it's thoroughly dried up for a period of time. And that's it. Same thing goes for my Shui guitar, my Shui signature guitars, and they are thoroughly dried up. So I travel with these guitars to China all the time. Sometimes I'll leave the guitar in China when I'm going up and down, and no deformation at all. So the guitar's hold is shaped really well. The neck holds the shape really well. Then again, I have a roasted maple neck. I believe there's a nice roasted maple neck, and yeah. So, any more question? No worries. No worries, Mac. Okay, so this is the She signature guitar. This is my first She signature guitar. Beautiful guitar which I don't play often. Reason why I don't play often is because it's like 24 frets, and 24 frets is not something that I really like. But in any case, they made this guitar for me, and I love this guitar to bits because of the way this guitar looks. Now, mind you, this guitar has 3 different pieces of wood. It's a 3-piece neck. Yeah, it's got a Malaysian wood over here, and a what is it called? This I forgot what it's called. A Malaysian redwood, something like that. So, but it's well made because it doesn't run. The neck profile is still there. Yeah, doesn't deform. So it's a well made guitar. And sometimes you get guitars like this that stays in shape all the time, and you don't have to worry about it getting out of shape, or the worst thing that any guitar can ever do to you is when they start to twist, when the neck starts to twist. Well, that is bad news for everyone, because it's practically useless at that point, because you cannot get intonation right at all in any other places, and it's probably time to change your neck. Yeah. It's been a long time since I played this. I think the most important, or how should we say, the guitars that are mostly affected is the acoustics. The acoustics will get affected really, really, really badly if you're gonna have humidity and dryness. I've seen cases where the Martin guitar cracks because it's too dry. In Singapore, we used to have this problem where humidity sets in, and then the side here, just right below the bridge, would start popping out. But that's bad, and we can't do anything about it. So you have to put it into a dehumidifier in the dry room for 7 days sometimes. Yeah. No sound. No signal. Oh, silly me. Lorelei, some of the photos you posted of Singapore made me decide to eventually visit when I graduate college. Also love the decor. Thank you so much. Well, come over and visit. And if you do happen to come over, let me know. Could bring you around. If I have the time. Too complicated. I'm lost. I myself got lost where I am, where I was. Let's see, what's this? It's my tap tempo. Okay, let's just do. Okay. Timing sucks. bass line for this. Yeah. One day I'm gonna have myself an octaver here, so I can actually play bass lines on this. Then it will really be perfect. Okay. Sorry, I was indulging myself. So sorry. My apologies. You guys got any question before I call it a night? Someone was asking me about. Was it you, Max65? Are you still around? Were you the one who asking me about your hands? Or was it someone else? I forgot. Hi, Muhammad. Muhammad Rusty. Lorelei, you always wanted to visit Asia, and Singapore seems to be beautiful and easy to travel for as an English speaker. Where are you from, Lorelei? Oh, really? Nice. Your new parts caster. What pickups are what pickups are in the guitar? You know, Milo, if I were to make like titanium picks that cost what? How much were you telling me? How much was it? How much was it? Let me see. Let me just go back. You were telling me how much it cost actually. Da, da, da. I remember they cost quite a bit, right? So if I were to lose any one of them, 20 euros. Wow, that's a lot of money. So if I want to play any of those titanium picks, I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose them. Cause I lose picks like crazy. You know, I'm doing like strumming and stuff, and the picks will start flying all over the place. Although, in all truthfulness, I started to lose less picks these days as I grow older. In fact, I haven't lost a single pick for the couple of shows that I did. The only ones that I lost are the ones that I left hanging on say, the Avion machine or something like that. You know, other than that, it's always on my guitar. So, Wow, Texas Hot Reels, nice selection. Wow, cool. I played a tally once with the Texas Hot Reels. Yeah, nice. Although they don't actually sound like a tally anymore. It's more souped up, you know, or more of an animal than anything else. I lose picks all the time. I remember at one time, every night I'm losing like 5 picks when I was playing in the club back in the 80s. You know, every night I'll be losing a whole lot of picks. You know, picks will go flying through the audience and stuff like that. And every time I buy picks. Until now, I have the same habit. I will buy packets of picks, you know, so that I always have picks on standby. The Sir Matthias Sato model sounds so great in the demos that I just ordered the same pickups from my stand. Oh, nice. And I decided to convert from HH to HSS. Yeah, hopefully they'll work in that Strandberg, because if I'm not mistaken, there is a headless guitar. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So yeah, it might work for you. It might just work for you. And then yeah, those are great pickups. I love those pickups. Yeah, a lot. Zem, yeah. Okay. Yeah, the SRV. Mm. I was telling those guys earlier on that I was thinking of getting the Coma, Defender Coma, and uh, yeah, it never left my mind after I review it, and I'm just been thinking, and this is like swimming all all over my head. Like I might just end up getting one in the end because it's a great guitar to play. I remember how I felt when I was playing it. 7.25, 7.25 is like uh, the fret radius that I grew up with, essentially, and I'm really comfortable with them. And the fact is that the Colmar has relatively high action because of the 725 fret radius. You cannot have too low an action because you will buzz out at the higher register. So it's right up my alley because I these days I don't play too high of an action. I used to play really high because I want to get my fingers underneath the strings, and sometimes for slide playing, it's always good to have a little bit of a higher action. These days I keep it relatively human, but not too low as to be inhuman. There are guitars that comes in sometimes with way low action. I'm going, who would play this? Apparently people do. Certain players like Tim Pierce, they like low action. Not me. I like reasonably a medium action. Not too low, not too high. But with the Coma, you have to kind of like because the guitar is really well made in such a way where the nut and everything is in conjunction, so you are able to get that right action with the Coma, and not necessarily a high action. You can get relatively low enough for you to do your stuff, and yet high enough for you to avoid the fret buzz. So it's cool. Right. So anything else that you need to ask me, or anything that you want to discuss? I don't know. If there's nothing, then I would call it a night. Hey, Charles. You just received my text. Great to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Max 65. You might not be a big fan of 24 fretters, but you sure got some really sweet tones on your signature sheet tonight. Yeah, I don't play that a lot actually. I play the other two for the gigs that I do. Yeah, and those are my gigi guitars, and they're here somewhere. I have the black one. Angelina is here, and Grenville is somewhere in one of the cases. I'll probably have to take them out again because I'm going to start touring soon after September. September I'm going off to San Francisco, so if you guys are anywhere near San Francisco, let me know. Yeah, I'll be playing at this golf and casino resort. An hour's drive away from the main town of San Francisco. So I'm probably going to bring my JTG up. I'm not too sure. Yeah, and if I do finally decide to get a Coma, I'll probably bring out a Coma. I don't know. At this time, I'm like pretty careful about my expenses. Yeah. How are you, Charles? Ah, Dennis. I was hoping you would turn up. and you turn up, brother. It's okay as long as you're here. Yeah, I missed you. Ah, the last live stream was back in I don't know, back in February. Hey, you know what, Dennis? I got something to tell you. Dennis. In case you guys don't know, Dennis has a a channel of his own, right? And it's under Old and Cracked Dated. So if you guys like the outdoors, and stuff, and listening to how Dennis shares his life, you might just want to go and check it out. Um, well, I want to tell you something, Dennis. That you did a video recently about guys who were like talking shit, basically, in your channel. Don't worry about those guys. Don't care about these guys. They're just keyboard warriors. They don't know nothing. They haven't lived life to the fullest yet. Not like you. You've been through so many things. So don't let them bother you. It used to bother me when I first started out with the channel, but these days I found out the ultimate tool that is available in YouTube land, and it's called block and ban. Block and ban. So I get all sorts of comments that you guys would deem it like really 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 racist and stuff that are so disgusting that you never thought these comments would ever exist in YouTube land, but they do. Guys can be cruel. People are cruel. And what I do is like I used to get bothered by this, and but after a while I'm going like, why should I get bothered with this puny people? They don't have the guts to say it to your face, and they'll come all sorts of comments which doesn't make sense at all. So I discovered the block and ban thing, which was great. And then I discovered another thing, which is hide user from channel. And I think that's a great tool. So you might want to use that, Dennis, and hide that guy, that perpetrator, from your channel. Meaning he could still come over to your channel, meaning you get a view, but yet he's not able to comment on anything. And he thinks that he's commenting the heck of it. Like he's giving you the First Testament message and everything, but nothing is going to be appearing to any other people. And that's a great tool to have. So unfortunately, this only exists in YouTube land, and not in real life. Imagine you get guys that you don't really like. You can hide them from your view, and they just don't exist in your eyes. How great would that be? But unfortunately, we are not called to do that. We're called to coexist with these people. So in YouTube, you are able to do this, right? Charles, I listen to everything you do and loving. Your reviews are interesting, and just want to keep on. Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Buba Chua, yes, Saturday Night Live. Almost. It's Sunday Night Live. No, it's Saturday Sunday Night Live. No, not really night. This is like morning for me. I looked every week. First time I missed looking. I found that guy on several other channels, all back home. He's just been blocked. Yeah. Don't let the guys like that bother you, Dennis. You're doing great. Your channel is interesting. People come and they listen to your stories, and you tell great stories, about your past, in the studio, and your whatever you went through. And I think it resonates with a lot of with people around your age, or people who are younger, who just want to know what happened back then. So keep at it. I would love for you to talk a little bit. I know it might be painful about your experience in Vietnam, and what you went through, or how is it when you went, your experience when you first went over there, and what's your feeling like, and after the war. I know it's a bit sensitive. It all depends on you. You don't have to do it. You just an idea, like how you felt when you come back home, and why you think that America shouldn't be involved in any other wars. And I think it's more relevant now than ever, because the United States just declared war on Iran. So stuff like that. I'm just thinking of that. But I just want to say that you are inspiration to a lot of people around your age, because they have no idea what you're gonna do in your retirement age, but you has decided to do a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel, and I'm proud of you. I've been playing with your shop. It is helps playing with a real person. Oh, it's great. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still struggling with speech too. Right? Sometimes my tongues, my tongue get twisted up. And ouch. These things happen. And sometimes I will hit my hand on the table, and when I get all passionate and excited, things like this will happen. So it's normal. Don't let it weigh you down. All right. The more I look at this crocodile, the more pathetic it looks. It looks like really sad. Yeah. And this is from my goddaughter in China, Kim, who plays in the same band with me. Yeah, she, 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 she passed this to me through a friend of mine. Cute. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys about this. So you guys seen my? Well, I just did a whole lot of playing, Charles. You guys probably seen that studio. What was that? The Solid Studio video yesterday. So this is the different. This is the M Core. So basically, it's a pedal form, and it has the amps, amp simulators, as well as the cap with the cap IRs and everything. Even has a send and return for your effects loop. So basically, you can also use this as part of your pedal board, and you can go ampless, and have this all hooked up directly to your main house. But the advantage of the Solid Studio is that you have stereo setup, and you can actually patch stereo out to your main house, to your mixer or whatever, which I explained in the last video. So you can have two sets of speaker IRs. Imagine like you have a cap, or rather a Fender Deluxe head with two different speakers, all like out left and right, so you can have this stereo spread. And he even has like effects built in, like reverb and delay, and they're all in stereo, so it's pretty cool. So this is a little bit more intricate than this one. This is more basic in a way. I don't think you can run stereo with this. Yeah, and yeah, basically it's just an amp in a box, so you get all the effects hooked up into here, and then you can have your time-based effects hooked up to your send and return, and you're gonna have a relatively clean signal, and then this goes out to the main house or to your mixer, and probably there's another output to your amps, for example. Yeah. So check this out. This is the M Core for the Wax. Where are some of your favorite live music places in Singapore? None. I don't go out. I'm like a hermit. I don't go out at night. Yeah, my mommy used to tell me not to go out at night and drink or talk with strangers. They don't do you no good. So I don't go out at night. I do go out at night. I used to play in a band in the 80s. I'm out almost every night for 10 years. And I stopped clubbing for a long time. And I think last year, before we started touring, I did went out to some clubs with my wife and a couple of close friends. And I kind of like this place called Retro Life. Basically, they are just Chinese pop music, which I don't listen to, but I just like hanging around with the musicians and some of my friends, over some drinks. I basically don't drink a lot. I'm basically not a drinker, so I just like the companionship and the fellowship. And that's about it. there used to be a whole lot of live music places in Singapore back in the 80s. You know, that was the heyday, and then things started kind of like tapered out. You know, towards the end. I do cycling at night, but unfortunately, this past half a year, I haven't been cycling. So bad, you know, so bad. I haven't been exercising the way that I want to exercise, and I put on weight. In case you guys haven't noticed. Anyway, I should start cycling because of the rainy season. Because it's been raining for the past 6 months, and I don't like to wash my bike when it rains. You know, when I come back from riding in the rain, I have to wash my bike, or else rust will set in. So I don't like the hassle of washing my bike. So I'm looking at the weather forecast this few days. So maybe hopefully tomorrow I will start riding again. You know, I have to start exercising because I'm going to tour soon, and I need to be able to keep up with the rest of the guys. Yeah. I was playing with the one where you were doing some blues and was able to finally get some accent on some moves. Oh, cool. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Then come back home at 3 a.m. and play guitar. Yeah, sometimes I do that. Yeah, especially if I couldn't sleep. How far do you ride at night usually? I ride mostly after midnight. I used to go like 60, 70 km per trip. Nowadays, I keep it really short, like 23, 24. Sometimes I do a 32, and then I'm home. You know, just a short. And I plan to do this like often so that I can get that cardio that I'm looking for. And I used to do speed runs back in the days, you know, when I first started, and I would do like speed runs, you know what I mean, like sections of periods where I'll just go all out, and then I'll just rest for a couple of minutes and go out again and start it, just to build up my fitness. These days, after the COVID, you know, I try not to do that, because I found out after the COVID injection, the vaccine and everything, it just my stamina is all out of whack. You know, I felt it the first time when I started cycling after my first vaccine, and I try not to overexert myself, so I tend not to ride too far, 24, 25 km. You know. Ordered a Flammer, wow, looper drum machine, small and simple for my grab and go bike. Ooh, nice. Where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna put your grab and go bike? Where are you going, Dennis? Are you thinking of playing in a gig or anything like that? If you haven't put a like on this video yet, can you please do it now? Yeah. Let me see how many of you guys are here. Yeah, there are like 19 of y'all. I could trade 7 likes. That's pretty fine. That's pretty nice. Thank you. Okay, I'll play one more and then I'm out. I'll stop playing. Should I do a new loop? Yeah, I know. I used to go really hard when I was cycling. Let's do some blues if I'm able to do some blues. Let me get a tempo. Alright, that will do. No delays. Okay. Okay, I'm done. It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. Yeah, and it's like 2:15 a.m. in the morning. What's that? Vi JTG. Okay, see the head of it thing. When I go to my son's house or go out to the gazebo or pontoon boat where I've got a video set up. I have a hot cold bag. I see. Understand. Thank you, Atruchi. Yeah, I'll bet, Dennis. I bet you were like you were up there. Yeah, I can't believe that. It's never too late. Okay, all right. Just gotta work on them hands. Just keep on playing every day. Stretch out your hands a lot. You know, I do this a lot with my left. You can hear the crack. I know people say this is no good, but sometimes it just relieves the tension that builds up. Now I understand about this a little bit more as I grow older. Like I used to sit down a whole lot every day, and I get like backache sometimes, and I will hang myself on the bar. You know, I have a chin-up bar somewhere in the house. And I'll just hang and kind of let my backbone just kind of like stretch out right on its own. So when I was doing cycling, it was okay because you know when you're doing cycling for long distances, you know you're building up your core muscle, which is good. But when I don't cycle, this is what happens, and then your spine gets compressed, and that's where the pain starts. So I try to kind of hang myself for a period of time. Maybe I count myself to like 60, if I can manage 60s. You know, yeah, and just hang for a while, and it elevates that pain, so it's great. Yeah, it's good to be back, Milo. Yeah, I mean sometimes it's always the hassle of setting up the software. I'm using Streamlabs, and sometimes they have the update, and I'm going to download it, and sometimes the download doesn't go well, and it's like a deterrent to me doing live streams sometimes. But I love doing live streams. Like you know, I like the way you guys are interacting, and yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I just want to do it more often. Oh yeah, BB King. Yeah, the king. We lost so many great musicians, you know, recently. So, mm. I was, I was listening to a duet. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little bit sentimental on you guys. I love songs. I'm a sucker for great written love songs. Uh, there's this song called "Please Don't Tell Me" by John Farnham, Australia. So I know one of you is from Australia, so you probably know what I'm talking about. Hi, Timothy. And there's this duet that John Farnham did with Oliver Newton-John. You know, the love of my life. You know, I had a crush on her when I was 13 years old, and then and they did this fantastic duet live. Oh my God! When I watched that YouTube video, I was like crying because it's like two of the best vocalists from Australia, and they kill it. You know, they kill it. Everything was there, the emotion, the pitch, the delivery. It was a perfect duet. You know, and yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it to death. So you guys, you want to check it out? You might just want to search for it. Please don't tell me. That's the title of the song. Hey Tim, I might be heading down to Canada. Maybe as early as next year. Like you know, we're talking about early. I don't know. I haven't got the dates yet, but there are plans to go up to Toronto. Yeah, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Olivetoro Mick. Oh, ciao ciao. Olivia or Oliviero to Mick. So Vaya from Italia too? Eh? Just also now you guys are all coming out. Jess Olu, God bless you and joy. Thank you so much. So maybe I should be holding my live stream like later on. What do you think? Germany? Oh no, I don't think so. Or in case you don't know, I'm playing with a Chinese artist, you know, and I don't know, maybe in Berlin or in Frankfurt there are a couple of Chinese communities there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. If I do, I'll let you guys know. I'll put it on the post on my Facebook. Oh, not on my Facebook, on my YouTube post, and I'll just keep you guys informed. Um, all the people I played with and associated are all dead now. Yeah, it's a bummer, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, you're still here, and you still have us, Dennis. So keep on doing the things you're doing. Xanadu is when I have a massive crush on, of course, Greece. Oh, I have a massive crush on Olivia Newton-John, like way before. There's this photo of her coming up from the lake. Oh man, I love that photo. That photo was like from her earlier album, like Country Roads or something like that. That was back in the 70s. I love that. I love that cover. I just fell in love with this big blue-eyed, blonde-haired chick from Australia, and with this beautiful smile of hers that would just brighten up everything. And then the way she sang, oh my God, I'm going like, oh my goodness, this is a goddess. This is a goddess sent from heaven. An angel from God. Because the way she sings and the way she looks, she's everybody's schoolboy dream. In fact, I just love her for her musicality, the way she delivers her lines and everything. Such a great musician and singer, and such a beautiful soul. Yeah. I shed a tear when we lost her a couple of years back. Yeah. Charles, Berlin is far from me. Frankfurt 2 hours away. I see. So you're a German, or you were born in Germany? I'm sorry for changing the topic, but there's something I really want to ask you. What do you think of the drawbacks of the exotic XS2 guitar? Let me take a look. It's been a while. Let me just do a search here. Okay. Okay. I think I played one of those. Yeah. Oh, they're good. They're good, great guitars. Yeah. Exotic makes really nice guitars. They have their own take on it, and the components and the woods that are used are really up there. They're henceforth the price. Yeah, great guitar. You thinking of buying one? Thank you, Jess Olu. I'm American. I've been living in Germany for 42 years, or for 42 years now. Wow, what made you leave America and settle in Germany? Do you have a German passport right now? You have a German citizenship? Oh, great! Then go for it. If you're gonna go for the exotic, yeah, go for it. Yeah. Oh, no worries. Olivetoro. Which part of Italy are you from? From Roma or from Milano? I was a soldier, and then I met my wife and stayed. Oh, man, that's so cool. That's so cool, Charles. Yeah, love wins the day. Cool. Jess Ulu talking about guitars. Could you do a demo of a PRS SE Bernie Mans then whenever you're able? Yeah, sure. If I can get my hands on one, of course I'll do it. Timothy, Donna Summer has a beautiful voice, bless her soul, and of course Ann Wilson always kills it. Oh yeah, there's so many great female singers around. I just heard Jane Arden recently. I love her. Oh man, her song Insensitive is like the song that just captured my heart when I first heard it, and she's a good looking woman. I can tell that. Yeah, and yeah, she's gone on in age, but she still looks good. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm glad, guys like you um, gave up everything just to be with someone that you love, and that's something that's really precious. Very seldom people will make that ultimate sacrifice of leaving their home and settling with someone that they love. And I think that's a grand idea, a grand gesture of love, that you can ever find. You know. Where are you from originally, Charles? Which part of the States are you from? Where are you from originally? Krista Gill is your favorite? She and the long hair and her, was it green eyes? Or blue eyes? Blue eyes, right? Oh, I love her eyes. Oh, she was a looker. Yeah, sure was a looker. Yeah, back then. I have a couple of favorite female vocalists. And one of them, of course, is Olivia Newton-John. She ranks up there, all the way up there. Barbara Streisand, Detroit, Michigan. Oh yeah, you mentioned that. And I always thought that you were in Detroit. I didn't know that you're staying in Germany. Anyway, yeah. So, what was Barbara Streisand, Olivia Newton-John, Barbara Streisand, Nancy Wilson, this girl, what's her name, from Starship, which I kind of dig. I like the way she sings her lines. Or let me see, Sheena Easton. Oh, I love her. I love the way she's a powerhouse. And there's another girl that I really like. I forgot her name. Kim Carnes. That's right, Kim Carnes. I love her raspiness of her voice, and she comes off as very, as very dedicated, very fragile. And the second one next to Olivia Newton-John, for me, ultimately is there are two of them. There's Karen Carpenter and Linda Ronstadt. Yeah, all these are the great female singers of all time, and nobody can beat them. Celine Dion is great, but she's more technical, if you get what I mean. But when it comes to the feel, the way the vocal has been expressed, that you can feel it, and you can, oh man, that hits me. Olivia Newton-John, right? And yeah, Karen Carpenter and Linda Ronstadt. And when they start singing, it's like, oh man, yeah. Funny you should mention Ame, because I was just talking to Ame about, not talking to my friend, my student, about a song that I arranged for Ame called Kusa. And I was listening to a song the other day over YouTube, just chanced upon that song, and when I listened back to it, it was like incredible vocals. She's so musical back then, this was back in 98 or 99, I'm not mistaken. And I was so glad that I was able to do that song for her, the arrangement, because the original singer is Tracy Huang, which I also had a crush on. I had a crush on a lot of females back then. Anyway, Tracy Huang is one of them, and Tracy Huang was the original singer of Kusa. Yeah. Bonnie Wright is another favorite of mine. Oh yeah, I love her too. I love her voice. Yeah. Sometimes I like. Sometimes, oh man. 80 rocks. 80s just rocks. Dokken is, yeah, George Lynch and all that. Yeah, I heard about them, but I'm not really a great fan of them. Yeah, I'm more of a I was into Alan Parsons' project back then, and other thinking men's music like 10cc, for example. I love 10cc, and Queen, of course, and all this British group like Who. I like Pete Townsend guitar parts. They are all really carefully crafted, which I appreciate. And there is a sweet video, Olivia. Yeah, I saw that too. Go and check out, Vi. Go and check out the one with John Farnham. You're gonna love it. John Farnham sang a really beautiful song called "I Burn for You," and that for me is the ultimate love song. Which is like really, really nice. Or you like Pink? Yeah, Pink is great too. Yeah, my guitar is on Linda Ronstadt's album from Monster Soul, and they play in the bathroom as a sample. Which song is it? Can you remember which song is it? Oh, recently I did a song by, what's his name? Jeffrey Osborne. Remember this guy? So I did a short video, Eeny Miny, yeah, and that guy's an incredible singer too. You have the great soul singer of all time, like Luther Vandross. What's the other guy? James Ingram, the late James Ingram, and then you have Jeffrey Osborne, who sounds really good. And his songs are really nice too and funky, and great guitar parts from Paul Jackson Jr. as well as Michael Sambello. Yeah, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun doing that song. Okay, so I gotta tell you frankly, Zhang Hui Mei is my favorite Asian vocalist. Not because I wrote songs for her, but I think she stands out among the rest of the the Taiwanese female vocalists. Yeah, I think she stands out a whole lot. And the other one that I really like is Li Yilian, Sandy Lam. I really like her too. Yeah, Jonathan Brooke, Inconsolable. Okay, Mark, I'll check it out. Cool. All right, Dennis, I'll go check it out. Which album is it on? I have all Linda Ronstadt's albums. I have everyone, every single album. Um, Mellow Sound. I know. Which album? Have you all subscribed to the channel yet? If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you might just want to do it. Yeah. I'm trying to hit. I'm trying to hit the 100,000 as fast as I can. But I don't think it's gonna happen until maybe 2 years from now, maybe a year and a half from now. Yeah. Vi, I think it's a fun song. I love to hear you cover. It's Night Shift. Ooh, nice. That's a nice one. Yeah, Night Shift is a good song. I want to cover some intricate rhythm parts. Like, it wasn't easy playing all this. It sounds easy, but like the rhythm parts from Thriller, which I did, and which I thought I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It's not easy because you must have that focus and the discipline to keep on at it and to get what they were playing in the first place. And yeah, it's all these great guitar parts from the '80s that you don't hear these days. You know. Okay, I think it's about time for me to call it night. I've been teaching the whole day actually, so but not too bad. I started teaching at 5, I guess. So 5, 6, 7. My last lesson ended at 8. Yeah, had myself a little bit of a late dinner, fool around with some of the stuff that I have in preparation for tonight's live stream. I've been with you guys for almost 2.5 hours, so I'm gonna call this a night. But as usual, before I go, I would like to pray for y'all, if I'm able to do that. So if you allow me to do that, I will just say a short prayer for every one of you guys who are still here, 21 of you guys. So I thank you, Jesus, for tonight. I thank you, the Lord, that you give me the opportunity to be able to hang out with my fellow brothers and sisters, and that we are able to have this fellowship together over such a long distance, wherever they are, from the States, from Canada, from Japan, from Germany, from Italy. So I ask you, Lord, to watch over all of them who are in this chat. That, Lord, you watch their coming in and their going out. That you watch over their family. That you just protect everyone. And that you bless them with things that they desire in their hearts. You are love, God. And the love that you've given to us is for us to dispense. So I thank you, Jesus, for that. And I thank you again for tonight's live stream. I pray that, Lord, that you would watch that going in and coming out again, like I said, as you travel around the country. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Sure, Charles, you do that. I don't do live streams a lot these days, but I'll try to come by regularly if I'm able to. Right? Oh, thank you, Vi. Gracias, gracias, Mili. Gracias, gracias, Mili. Gracias, Mili. Yeah, yeah. Bye, bye, guys. Bye, Dennis. You take care of yourself, okay? All right, Timothy. Au revoir. You know what I want to do? I want to go back to Ottawa. I want to go back to Ottawa. I want to visit Ottawa. Yeah, it's such a nice place. I never like Quebec is a nice place too, but we'll see. Right, Milo, you take care of yourself, okay? Yeah. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Oh, really? It's warm. It's just warm. Oh, just Ulu, you're from Nigeria. Okay. God bless you too, Ulu. Yeah. Odabo. Odabo. Okay, God bless you, Odabo. Yeah, you take care of yourself. Okay. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next live stream. Alright? You haven't subscribed to this channel, you might just want to subscribe to this channel right now. Okay? And thank you for the coffee. Okay, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.